All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Sports Podcast. And for the third part of the show, we are now going to talk about the other Game 2 game from last night between the Clippers and the Nuggets, and also take a look at the Game 2 matchups that are coming up today. And this Clippers Nuggets series is turning into the best series of the playoffs. It is. Because so far you've had two very close games, great finishes there, and very easily could have seen, one of these teams being up 2-0. But the series is tied, and Kawhi Leonard was the man of the hour last night. He was great. I didn't catch too much of the game because obviously, I was coming home from MSG. Also, actually, another thing, we were in close proximity of the Jonas Brothers who were there last night. Now I was completely oblivious because where we were, we're just trying to get back to you know to Penn Station and where we needed to be to catch our train, and we ended up being where all the celebrities come out, and the Jonas Brothers were getting into their car, so we were right there. So that was and then we also Spike Lee passed us as well. We passed the Pistons team bus. So yeah, that was nuts. But yeah, so didn't really catch too much of this game last night. Got back, in the second half. But Kawhi Leonard, I was unbelievable last night. Very good shooting night, 15 and 19 from the field. He finished with 39 points, and that made a huge difference in the game because the Clippers only ended up winning by 3. Um, and Zubats had a good game last night. He had 12 rebounds, 16 points. Norman Powell, he had 13 points last night. James Harden finished with 18. And then for the Nuggets, Jokic 20. I mean, he had a a triple double last night. 10 assists, 12 rebounds, 26 points. Michael Porter had a double double. He had 15 rebounds, 15 points on the night. Jamal Murray had 23. Aaron Gordon had 14. Russell Westbrook had 14 off the bench. But yeah, this series is going to go back and forth. It's going to go back and forth. This is going to go 7 games. Um, and the next game is on Thursday. It's the late game. That's on at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Um, but yeah, I mean, this is turning into the best series. And it's unfortunate that one of these teams has to lose. But yeah, the Clippers are playing some really good basketball right now. And, the Nuggets, look, we respect them with you know, their championship caliber team. Well, maybe not so much after, letting go of Michael Malone, but, they got the best player in the world in Jokic. You got to give them that respect. Um, you know, but this is just going to be back and forth, and somebody has to come away from this series on top, and we'll see who it is. I mean, I said I picked the Nuggets, but I mean, if you're going to get this version of Kawhi Leonard, that adds a whole nother dynamic to this series. And James Harden, he was better in game 1. He finished with 32 points. Like I said, he only finished with 18 last night. But you figure he's going to have better nights. Now this series shifts back to LA with it being tied. Um, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Both teams shot the ball around the same. The Clippers shot at 48% from the field. The Nuggets around 47%. Clippers were 38% from the 3-point line. Nuggets were 43%. Um, Free throws. I mean, the Clippers took less free throws. They were more efficient, 83%. Nuggets were 63%. They went 14 to 22. That's not good. And they lost by 3, so that kind of made the difference there. The Nuggets out rebounded the Clippers 59 to 37. Turnovers. The Clippers turned the ball over a lot more, 21 to 12. But yeah, they were able to get the win. And now let's see what happens in Game 3. Game 3 will be on Thursday, same as the Knicks Pistons series. So now with the Game 2s tonight, it's big for. Now I think one of these games tonight, the series I think is over, honestly, and that's the Grizzlies Thunder series. Now I don't think the Thunder are going to win by 50 points, but I think the Thunder are going to. I think the Thunder are sweeping the Grizzlies. But maybe they'll surprise. I mean, they're you look at the spreads in these games tonight. The Pacers are a 4.5 point favorite. The Lakers are a 5.5 point favorite, and then the Thunder are 14.5 point favorites over the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies won 48 games this season. And they're 14.5 point favorites. Well, they won 48. The Thunder won 68. So that's just how good the Thunder are right now. Well, not right now, but how they've been all year. But this is big tonight for the Bucks and the Lakers. The Bucks, if they lose tonight, you go back home and maybe you try to, get yourselves back in this. Obviously you want to win this game tonight. It's a pivotal game too, I think, for them, and I think also for the Lakers. If you go down 0-2 and now you're going back to Minnesota, I don't know if you're going to get back to LA, honestly. For the Bucks, they need more than just Giannis to step up tonight. They really do. Giannis, I think, finished with 36 points. Kuzma, did not show up on the stat sheet. A couple of guys off the bench, they had 14 and 15 points, but there's more. There's more that needs to be done with this team. There's guys got to step up. It can't just be Giannis. And Tyrese Halliburton was not great in Game 1, and the Pacers still won. So you figure he's going to have better games. So, that's going to be a problem. And we'll see if the Bucks can bounce back. If not, if they go down 0-2, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I don't think they're going to get swept, but you gotta find a way to score more, have more offense out of some of your other players besides the Greek Freak. So this is a big game, and then for the Lakers tonight, we talked about it the other day. JJ Redick and LeBron talking about how the Timberwolves were more physical in the game. They felt like the Lakers were prepared, but they just, when the game started, from start to finish, they were outmatched physically. I think Austin Reeves is going to have to play better. I'm not going to put everything on LeBron. LeBron's going to do his thing. Obviously, didn't have like the game Luka had, but we expect LeBron to do better. I'm not going to get on him, but Luka, he's going to do his thing. Similar to the Bucks, other guys are going to have to step up as well. And are they going to be able to, match the physicality of the Timberwolves? Or is it going to be more of the same? We did talk about how, in certain areas it's kind of a mismatch for the Lakers because of the size of the Timberwolves. Are the Lakers going to be able to bounce back here? I think they're going to win tonight and get this series back to Minnesota tied 1 apiece. I think, they're going to make the adjustments, and, if they don't, well, it's going to be a problem. But I expect this to be a close game. For the Bucks, I think they're going to go down 0-2. I think they're going to go down 0-2, and then I'm picking OKC. Again, I don't think they're going to win by 50. If they win by 50 again, then then for the Grizzlies, you really could just wrap it up. But yeah, I'm taking the Thunder tonight as well. And the other thing too is same thing. Shea didn't have a monster game. He only put up 15 points. So you expect him to have a better game. He put up 15 points and they still won by 50. He could have just sat on the bench the whole time, and they would have, they still would have blown out the Thunder. So that's kind of where we're at. So, like I said, I got the Lakers tonight. I'm taking the Pacers, and I'm also going to take the Thunder's the easiest one. And now, because I say that, we're going to come back tomorrow, and the Grizzlies are going to pull off this massive upset. But, um, yeah, we do have some good playoff series. I mean, we'll see what happens tonight, but there are some good series going on in the first round. Some of them it's pretty much a wrap. Like we know the Cavs are going to win their series with ease. We know the Thunder are going to win their series with ease. The Celtics maybe will drop a game, maybe in Orlando, but they'll most likely, win at the very least, 5 games, but it could be a sweep. But these other series, I think, it's gonna be tight. But we'll have to wait and see. But let me know what you guys think about the games for tonight, about the Clippers last night. Big performance out of Kawhi Leonard, and the Clippers are hoping they can get more out of him in this series. Because the Clippers have been a team that they have tried so much. They changed ownership with everything that happened. Way back. With the previous regime, and they've had all these players come in, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and they got James Harden now. Well, now Paul George is obviously not there, but they're trying to get something, and they just have not been able to do it. Could this be the year? We'll see. We'll see. So we are going to take our next break, and then when we come back, we will talk about Nico Harrison, meeting with the media, Mavericks end of the year press conference. We'll get into that, what he had to say when we return. So with that being said, stick around, and we'll be right back here on the GSMC Sports Podcast.